Hey, welcome to the 44th year of Wigs for Kids in celebration. And today we're celebrating a very important component. Our organization is based on such an important element of talent and wealth, as Tom, our executive director, talks about, which is the stylist, bringing their talents to us by cutting ponytails and fitting children. So today we're going to focus in on our hair donation specialists. Tom, why don't you introduce yourself and your two beautiful young ladies that are part of the team at Wigs for Kids.
Well, thanks, Jeffrey. I'm Tom Greiner, and I've been with the organization for over 15 years. In the last 5, I've been the executive director. I'm very proud to be able to manage a team that works with families, works with donors, but really works with stylists. We have wonderful professional volunteer stylists. And Daisy works with our social media. And she features our stylists on our Facebook page, Instagram, helps to develop the articles for the newsletter, and is always reaching out for helping the stylist. Eva works as an assistant to the team that works with the families, but she works with gathering all the permissions so that we can put our articles out, can put our social media out. She makes sure all of that background is kept going all the time. So these two ladies are critical to the success of the operation.
It's wonderful that we've got two, and we're going to have more as we go on in our program, because Tom, you've got how many people working in the organization of Wigs for Kids to provide thousands of children each year their free hairpieces and the correspondence to the parents and to the stylists? How many do you have in the team right now at headquarters?
At the moment now we have 19. So we have all broken down into teams. So we have teams that work with the hair donor specialists, to work with the hair donation, work with the certified specialists who actually do the measurements and the styling. And then they work with the communication, the financial donation, and always the family.
Now, you said the stylists are really important, and we obviously know how important it is, but the audience might not, especially the stylists that are watching us today that maybe have not partnered up with Wigs for Kids at this point. Let's take it apart. The one that begins the entire process from the stylist position is the hair donation specialist. What was the number, Daisy, that we said the ponytails just in 1 year?
26,722 donations.
Wow. Ponytails.
Yep.
And it takes how many ponytails to make one hairpiece?
20 to 30.
And see, a lot of people don't have any idea. Now, there's also the other part that we want to talk about in the education of the hair donor, because there are people that donate their hair and never can be used because it's either too short or it's colored or it is wet in a bag that it's sent to us. Where do they learn how to do it correctly? How do they get certified to become a stylist that now becomes a hair donation specialist?
Well, we have a section on our website that's geared right for them so that they can learn how to cut the ponytails, what needs to happen.
So it's a whole certification program.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. Tom, what do you see in the number of stylists we have in the United States today?
Well, in the hair donation specialist group, we're a little bit over 1,200. So they're spread out all over the country, have a high concentration in California, blessed with a nice team down in Florida. And so they're in different states, are clustered in different ways. In Texas, it's the Galveston area. In Ohio, it's the eastern Ohio area where there are big areas where we don't have hair donor specialists, like the southern part of Ohio or on the western side of Texas. So we're always looking for opportunities to invite stylists in. And you asked me a moment ago about what is it important to tell those potential stylists, and that is they are going to have an experience with that donor they have no expectation of, because a donor that comes to donate a ponytail is looking for experience of giving a part of their body to a child. And so between the stylist and the donor, they work to make sure that the length is correct, that the chemicals are not there, ponytails dry, ready to go into a small plastic bag. And that many of the stylists make this event of cutting the individual ponytails into almost a musical type of event. So the stylists that work with our donors often will tell us how much they enjoy that opportunity of sharing that gift. There is as much a part of that gift as the donor. So those thousands and thousands of people who give donations every year bring that joy into the salons.
That's amazing. And with that comes a reward to that stylist in twofold. The one fold is that you just described, that emotional, giving of that donation of that hair, and then the relationship of a possibility of a new client that would stay with them, because if they've gone to them to donate their hair, a lot of times they love the haircut that they got, hopefully. And because of that, they've actually gained another client for their clientele base, which I think is a very valuable return on their investment.
It's awareness building. They build awareness in their community. It goes beyond just one possible client, because those clients speak about that moment. They send pictures to our community Facebook page. They show the stylist on the community Facebook page harvesting the ponytail. So the stylist is actually receiving national recognition on the social media.
I'm just going to grab one of these samples of these ponytails that are so beautiful over here. And this is obviously about 15 to 16 inches. The minimum of length someone can donate
starts at 14 and goes to 16.
Good. Your hair is like probably 20 inches long. Why would I need more than, half of that for a ponytail or for a cut?
Well, about 4 inches go into the tying process at the top. So you lose 4 inches immediately with that cut. So if you're going 12 inches, you're already having a smaller length than most girls would like.
Most people that don't make wigs have no idea about the return. And that return is how you tie your shoes. You have to have 2 strings, right? And tie them, we have to have one that is buried underneath the hair, but it has to be 4 inches so it doesn't quickly slide out very quickly, that there's hair loss, not only on the person's head, but also on the hairpiece, which is even more devastating for them at that point. So that really, I think, is an important element that we want to keyline in regards to information to our stylists that get certified, which of course is part of their certification program at that point. What do they get when they get certified? They go through their training program. What do they get?
They receive a certificate. They receive a packet. And now they're going to receive 3 packets. So they receive a packet that starts the process, they get their certificate, and they get the qualification of those ponytails, going over that. The second packet that we're going to send out is more of a background of Wigs for Kids. How can you help us? How can you take a look at supporting us? And then they can select whatever that is, whatever kind of event or whatever kind of process they would like to do. The third is beginning to be very popular, and that is how to do a cut-a-thon. And so we send the cut-a-thon information out just to let them know that this is a popular way to market your salon by having a cut-a-thon, or working with a church or a school or a business in your area to have it. We have one coming up that's going to be part of a concert in California. They're going to do the cut-a-thon first, and then the concert will be after. And so there are many ways to do that. But those are
these where entertainers will get their ponytails cut.
They didn't say. Right away, they get their certificate. They can display. Many of them send pictures of themselves with their certificates that we can put on our website, put on our social media, let them be recognized in the community.
Now, how does somebody find this stylist? Let's say that we're in California, we're in Utah. How do we find that salon that is going to give the ponytail, which most of the times is a free haircut that they get for that donation, volunteered from the stylist and the salon? But how do they find them?
Well, they go to our website and they look at hair donation program. So that's the hair donation program, and they can see where the forms are that people will fill out. But they also get all of the background on the qualification, and that then gives them a link to a map, which we call our locator. And it's all of the stylists across the country that are hair donation specialists. So they can go to there, put in their zip code, and then a list of stylists in that zip code will come up, and they can select one near their home.
That's great. Now, when they go online and they fill out a form, what is that form going to do? And I'm kind of posing the tracking method of recognizing that person's hair in process of going from the cut to the headquarters at Wigs for Kids and then eventually into a wig. What do they get to be able to track that?
Well, the first thing that happens, they get a thank you, and on the thank you is a ID code, a product code. Now that will be with them forever. So that product code is identified with our donor, and then we put that in the computer. It's all part of an automated system. Now when their donation comes in, that form that we tell them to print out from the thank you page, they put it in the plastic bag with the donation, or they put in the envelope when they send in the donation, and then we scan that. And when we scan it, then we can notify them that we have received the donation. They get, if they would like, we send them a postcard, let them know that everything is going perfectly. So, and then ultimately, in some cases, depending upon if they do memorial, then we send certificates to them that they can give to the people that they have honored, mothers, grandmothers, schools, by this gift.
You know, it's interesting because we get at the headquarters, ponytails just in a bag, no information. So we can't say thank yous out and we can't identify that. And on the other side, if you cut and gave a part of your body and you didn't know it got to the recipient, that's an awful feeling to be able to give something and not have identification. So part of the training to the stylist, I know, is to be sure that that is filled out. But the donor has to fill that out themselves. So it's kind of an obligation for both of them so that this is a wonderful flow. If I order something from Amazon, I always get that, thank you for your order, like you're sending the thank you. And then I get my tracking number, and then I get it's being delivered, and then I get it's delivered with a picture that says it's on your, in your step. And then again, they said, how did you like it? So I think you followed that same kind of pattern that has been so successful for Amazon, but really so that we know we get our packages from Amazon and the neighbor didn't get it, but also that donation, that valuable part of body that has been given as a gift gets to the hairpiece that is going to be the changing of a person's life, a child's life at that point. I think that's really important to kind of emphasize to the people. Do you do that a lot on the social media to really reinforce the relationship of the importance for the donor to do this situation?
Absolutely. We try to really push that this is an event that these donors are doing. They are creating an event around their haircut. Not only is it something that they've grown for years, it's something that they can give to a child, not only to help with their self-esteem, but to help them look and feel like themselves again.
Yeah. When you talk to them on the phone or in text and all the things that you do you find it hard to get a hold of them? I'm talking about the stylists now that are there.
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Good. Do you text them or do you email them? Or
It's usually texting.
And that's stylists. We just had a bunch of stylists in just this week during our production, and it was very interesting. We had sent them, and Randy, you may not know how Randy very diligently sends out communication, emails, newsletters, just like you guys do in Wigs for Kids. And yesterday, we had a number of responses of when is the production, when is the 12-week program going to be on, when is the honoring of the stylist coming on, and so he finally came to me yesterday. This is a funny thought, but he comes back and he says he sent it back and said it will be November 3rd, and if you just go down 4 lines in this email, you'll see it came to you 2 weeks ago. And so we kind of chuckled about that, but we had a number of stylists at a round table and we said, how can we communicate better? And each one of them said, text, text, text. They don't generally read their emails. They're generally too many emails that we get. Some of them got 3 or 4, like mine, I got 6 email addresses. Tom, we're going to honor, you've prepared an honorarium of blessing back those that have blessed us at Wigs for Kids. And first and foremost, before we identify the recognition of some of these stylists all over the country, you have something that you're going to be presenting to them coming up.
Each stylist will receive a certificate with a letter signed by Jeffrey Paul, the founder of Wigs for Kids, kind of the Thanksgiving month to do this. We're going to start this on an annual basis. but this is our first time to do everybody. Everybody will receive a certificate across the United States in all states, thanking them, and show it. They can put this on a wall, or they can display it to their family, but they'll know that how much we appreciate what they do.
Yeah. Well, we also have at Hair Loss University a gift to give all of those stylists that are going to be watching this, receiving this, is we're inviting them to become a member of the Hair Loss University to advance their education, both in hair replacement, but also hair styling and cutting and not pedicures and that type of thing, but a lot of the beauty techniques that many of our coaches are going to be presenting a special workshop for Wigs for Kids stylists, because we really want to give back. Because they are giving. You know, you've always taught us from, the executive director, giving back is the most important part to our donors, both the hair, financial, as well as the relationship of the stylist above all else. Can a donor of hair give money to at the same time, or can she run I'm going to cut my hair, give me $5 to my Uncle Joe and Grandpa and Grandma, and that type of thing? Do they ever do that?
Yeah, there's actually, when you go to fill out the hair donation form on the website, there is 3 sections that you can choose from. Just a regular hair donation to fill out the form. There's a hair donation with a financial donation form. And then there's a form to get a Girl Scout badge with your hair donation.
So that badge is a part of their badge program, that banner, right? Oh, they're going to love that. I'm going to love that. And it's been designed for Wigs for Kids. It's got the little ponytail on it. Very good. Well, Tom, the recognition and all of you of the hair donation specialists, you said you had over 1,200. We're going to take a moment and we're going to scroll through their names by state, as you've recognized, that participated in the 26,000 just in this very time period of donation. And then we're going to come back and we're going to discuss maybe the areas that are not yet filled, because we've got some kids going, how far to get a wig at times?
In our children, 3 and 4 hours.
And for a ponytail, I mean, there's also many areas.
Yes, we have that is true.
That's good. So let's take a moment. And as you watch some of these names, you might recognize one in your area. These are the hair donation specialists that give their time and their wealth of all of their talent to us as Wigs for Kids partners. And they give that to us at free cost to us. There's no cost that they charge the organization, so that we're getting these ponytails cut properly through their certification training and the education of communicating to the donor. Be sure you get that registration out and be sure you get that number in there. So take a look at these names, and then we'll be right back in regards to sharing a little bit more of the need and call to action for you as you watch us. Well, that list was large, and we want to thank every one of the hair donation specialists for your gift to us. And Tom's going to tell you there's another gift coming to you besides your certificate. Tom, tell them what else you guys are going to be sending them from headquarters.
Each stylist that's a part of the teams that you just saw, the ones that are in the target areas that have done so much for us, each one of them will receive a timer that stylists use when they're working every day with the Wigs for Kids logo. And that way they'll remember us. And when donors come in, they'll see our logo and know that's an official hair donor specialist site. And so we think that that will help them keep track of what's going on around them. And it'll also get our name out to the donors and show that we appreciate those stylists that are working with the donors. Because I don't think always the donors understand the volunteer effort. These are professionals giving their time, talent, and treasure. So we're really proud to be able to give them a small gift that they can display.
And you're going to beauty school. You know how important it is the time a color.
Yeah.
Boy, that's going to help a lot.
Great idea.
Yeah, isn't it? I think it's a great idea. Well, let's take one more step. There is a need that we have. And the need is a call to action for the viewers right now that are watching, that are stylists, that are not a part of our partnership, because we've been watching the registration, and there's a lot that are not part of our organization yet. And we want to call you into action with us. Tom, what can they do first to get involved with becoming a partner and learning more about getting a partner? Because I know your team has put some beautiful stuff on our website. What should they do? Give them a couple of steps.
Well, the first step would be go to the website. And I would recommend that they look at the hair donation program. It's at the top. You just click on that. You'll get the program. Look over the program. See what the donors are expected to do. Get a little sense of the application form, a little bit about what we tell the donor before they launch into becoming a service provider. But then there's a tab on the website called Salons. And if they go to that tab, it'll open up and there'll be a nice page explaining the two programs we offer, hair donor specialists, what we're talking about, and that will take them to an application that they can fill out to go online, and then we, the staff, pick up from there. We contact them, we work with them, and we help them through the certification. But I think if they start with the hair donation program and take a good look at how that works, then they have a better idea of how we need them to be a part of the harvesting of ponytails. Because you see, over this last year, we have almost doubled the number of children. And so when you do that, you have to have more ponytails. And to have more ponytails, we need more ponytail specialists coming in and helping.
How long does it take to get certified? They have to come in for a seminar, or what is the framework of their certification program?
There is a video that we require for them to watch. And then there is, I think it's about 5 questions or so that they have to fill out from watching the video. So we have to make sure that you guys watch the video and that you understand the content that's in it, and make sure that you get all the answers right. And then we are on set to send you packages on how to, have all of your certifications.
So it only takes them maybe a half hour at the most at that point. So that really is good. And if they want to get to the next level, to let's say they got excited, they wanted to learn more about the hair certification service provider, which is working with the child, working with the wig, they can also learn that on the website as well. So they can, because we got some that are both, correct? Yeah.
One thing that I would suggest is going to our blog, because we have tons of testimonials from our stylists working with our kids, the hair donors, recipient children. We have tons of stories just from the stylist standpoint on how it is working with Wigs for Kids.
That's good. And it's all on the website.
Correct.
Which we'll give you right below. You click, you can get involved right there because it's very easy. wigsforkids.org, all letters, wigsforkids.org. And you'll find all the information down below, as Daisy and Tom and Eva have talked about. And you might be able to get to meet some of the staff. I think there's a video on there about what's behind the scenes at headquarters. So you have to see all the work that goes on with these 19 and 20 people that are working nonstop, trying to serve children to look themselves and live their life. One last point, you've got to see some of the stories. And that was good. Tell them about the blog. There's some stories about these kids. My editor, this is truth, and I hope Kath is watching right now. She's crying. And what's wrong? I know we gave you a lot of work to do, but what's wrong? She goes, I've been watching these videos and they're so rewarding and they're so precious. I worked with Wigs for Kids, she said, 7 years and never knew all the impact that we have as an organization through the stylists, through the donors, through the teams that work with these families that make a difference, that transform lives. So I think that you'll want to watch some of those beautiful, beautiful storylines. So join us as a partner at Wigs for Kids. Become a stylist with a purpose. And this will truly give you a purpose that will change your life as well as the lives you'll change of those that donate their hair. Have a beautiful and precious day. And remember, beauty and change begins within.